All right, let's get right into it. You've sat through those presentations, right? The ones that make you want to check your watch every 5 seconds. Well, today we're going to unpack exactly why that happens, and more importantly, how you can fix it. We're diving into Steven Bartlett's amazing book, The Diary of a CEO, and zeroing in on his second pillar of greatness, the story. Whew, that one stings a little, but it's the absolute truth. Bartlett says most of us get trapped in this delusional, self-centered bubble. We think our idea, our product, our company is so incredible that it just automatically deserves everyone's attention. But it doesn't. And you know what? He argues this is the #1 reason why most stories and pitches just completely fall flat.
So if nobody cares, what's the solution? Is it more data? More bullet points? More logic? Nope. According to Bartlett, the answer is to get way, way better at telling a story. He calls it the single most powerful weapon any leader can have. Because, let's face it, stories are how we're wired. They are the currency of humanity. Now, to really use this storytelling weapon, you have to know the rules. Bartlett lays out a bunch of laws for influence. Think of them as the operating manual for grabbing and holding someone's attention. We're going to explore 3 of his most powerful and honestly most surprising ones. Okay, first up, Law 10. And this one is so brilliantly backward. The idea is that all the sensible, practical, useful things you do for your business, they're probably going to be forgotten. But the useless, even absurd things, that's what will make you memorable. That's what will define you. And here's why. It's really simple. Our brains are built to ignore what's normal. We filter it out. It's just background noise. So if you want to be remembered, if you want your story to stick, you just can't be normal. Because normal, as Bartlett says, is completely invisible.
And Bartlett has this fantastic real-world example. He literally installed a giant, totally impractical blue slide in his company's office. Why on earth would he do that? Because that useless slide told a way better story about their company culture. You know, fun, daring, unconventional, than any boring mission statement on a wall ever could. It was a completely absurd act that ended up defining their entire brand. So what's going on here psychologically? Well, marketing genius Rory Sutherland puts it perfectly. When we do something that seems illogical or costly, it sends a super powerful signal. It shows everyone that we are so committed to our values that we're willing to pay a real price for them. And that's what makes the story believable. That's what makes it stick.
All right, on to Law 11. This one moves from absurd actions to the actual words you use. If the last law was about what you do, this one is all about what you say. And crucially, how to avoid becoming what Bartlett calls wallpaper.
You know what wallpaper language is? It's all those safe, boring, overused corporate phrases we hear every day. Think cutting-edge solutions or leveraging synergies. Our brains have heard them a million times, so we just tune them out. Great marketing, on the other hand, does the exact opposite. It uses surprising, emotional, even uncomfortable words to jolt the brain awake and make it go, "Whoa, what was that?"
And this leads to a really important point. The goal of your story isn't to get everyone to kind of like you. No, the goal is to make people feel something, anything, whether they love you or hate you. It's a million times better than indifference. Indifference means you're just wallpaper. You're invisible. But a strong emotional reaction, that means you've actually broken through the noise.
Which brings us to our last law for today. And let me tell you, this one is maybe the most important of all. Because you can have the craziest brand and the most powerful language in the world. But if you can't hook your audience right at the start, none of it matters.
That's it. 5 seconds. That is the entire window of opportunity you get. You have 5 seconds to convince someone that what you're about to say is actually worth their time. In today's world, with a million things fighting for our focus, someone's attention is the most valuable gift they can give you, and you have to earn it fast.
So, how do you do it? How do you win those 5 seconds? Bartlett lays out a simple plan. First, make a killer promise right away. Tell them exactly what's in it for them. Don't bury the lead. And second, and this is so key, write for the most skeptical, bored, arms-crossed person in your audience. If you can win them over, you'll win over everybody. Shifting your focus like this forces you to be sharp and to the point from the very first word.
So let's wrap this all up. When you look at these 3 laws together, embracing absurdity, avoiding wallpaper, and fighting for 5 seconds, what do they all point to? They point to this huge battle in communication, the battle between what feels logical to us and what actually resonates with other people. So this is the question I want you to walk away with. Is your story designed to be logical, or is it designed to actually be heard? See, we love to build our presentations around facts and figures because it feels safe, it makes sense in our own heads. But what we just learned is that people aren't moved by logic.
They're moved by weird signals, by emotional words, and by stories that grab them by the collar in the first 5 seconds.
And really, that's the ultimate point. Our reality isn't objective. The world doesn't run on facts. It runs on the stories that we tell and the stories that we choose to believe. So mastering this stuff, mastering the art of the story, it's not just a cute marketing skill. It's about learning how to shape reality itself.